and gentlemen, it's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? It's showtime.
Welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint, where the truth always matters. I'm your host, Charlie, the Country Conservative. I am your trusted source for hard-hitting conservative news. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Good evening, everyone, and America. Welcome to another episode of the Conservative Viewpoint. I'm your host, Charlie, the Country Conservative. Tonight, we will cut through the noise, get to the heart of the matter. We will be diving into a tangled web of deception spun by the current administration. From day one, we have been fed a steady diet of half-truths and outright lies, whether it's about the economy, foreign policy, or like the state of a democracy. The White House seems to have the knack of bending the truth to fit their narrative. But we're not here to be spoon-fed propaganda. We're here to question, to challenge, and to hold those in power accountable. Take, for instance, the recent claims about the state of our economy. We are told that everything's just rosy, that jobs are plentiful and the inflation is under control. Well, we know that's not right. But when we take a look at the numbers, the reality is starkly different. Families are struggling to make ends meet. Small businesses are closing their doors, and the cost of living is skyrocketing. Yet, the administration continues to paint a picture of prosperity that simply doesn't exist. And let's not forget about foreign policy. We're assured that our international relationships are stronger than ever. Yeah, okay. But what we see is a series of blunders, missteps, that have left our allies questioning our reliability, from proper negotiations to broken promises. The credibility of the United States on the world stage is at an all-time low, and we are a laughingstock. But perhaps the most egregious lies are those that undermine our very democracy. We're told that our elections are secure. We know that's not true. That our institutions are strong, and that our freedoms are protected. Yet we see efforts to silence dissent, to manipulate the media, and to erode the very foundation of our republic. So tonight we're going to unpack these lies, expose the truths, and discuss what we can do to reclaim our country. So buckle up, stay tuned, and get ready for a no-holds-barred discussion. This is the Conservative Viewpoint. I'm Charlie, the Country Conservative, and we're just getting started. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Daniel, Vic, Lee. What's up, Lee? Daniel. Hi, Joan. Billy Bob. Hey, Billy Bob got here early. Nice to see you all. There's Pat. Pat. Nice to see you all. MAGA's in the house. There's Aaron. All right, guys. Welcome, everyone. Well, I've got a hell of a show for you guys tonight. Tons of videos again. We're going to expose the lies that are permeating from the Harris administrations and the Democrats. So thank you for tuning in, guys, tonight. Let's have a great chat session like we always do, and let's get this show on the road because the show starts now. All right, guys, I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in tonight. See, we're getting the crew going in here. It's awesome. Well, we had a great show yesterday. And today is just going to top it off with some more lies. And I think it's always lies from this administration. From everyone. From Joe Biden, which has never stopped lying since probably before college, to now. But the first thing I'm going to get you to see is this. Biden snaps at the press and tells reporters to start writing the way he wants after claiming he beat inflation. Do you believe this? This is just something I threw in at the last moment, right before we started. I'm talking a half an hour before we started. And I saw this earlier, and I said, well, I got to put this in there. So I want to tell me this is not dementia, Parkinson's, whatever, kicking into effect, because the patients that I dealt with when I was still a medic and stuff, this is exactly how they act. With one or other, or there could be a multiple problems going on here, but take a look at this. It's a real quick video.
Yes. I told you we're going to have a soft landing. We're going to have a soft landing. My policies are working. Start writing that way, okay?
And Mr. President,
anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You believe that? Now he's going to tell them to try to, hence the opening monologue, he's going to try to manipulate the media and tell them how to write. You got to be kidding me. Right out in the open, right on the mic, and he's just going to tell people what to do. This is kind of crazy. Well, it seems to fit with that man. But I just saw this latest article about Kamala Harris, and this was not something that I got a video for. I just put this on like 5 minutes before we started here. Kamala Harris's campaign is editing news headlines in Google Ads to make them seem more favorable. That just seems like another way of lying to me. What do you guys think? Be sure to like and share, please. Yes, please, everyone. Like, share all my videos. Vic does a great job, but I need everybody to do it. Everybody, share them on whatever platforms that you guys are on. Please do that. It helps us get the truth out to people, a lot more people, to get them to join in here at Wimpkin, which I have started to put that on. If you noticed that, Vic, I've started putting that right above my thing there. Wimpkin.com/Country Conservative. We'll take you right to my page. Share it with your friends and family. Get them out there. But yeah, they're making, and I didn't even get to read all this yet. Kamala Harris's team has provoked backlash for its practice of running Google ad campaigns featuring manipulated headlines from published news articles to make them appear more favorable to her campaign. Well, that's another way of lying and controlling the media. This is what this administration's good for. Lies, deceit. And that's exactly what that says in my thumbnail. The party of lies, deceit, corruption, and I can't even read, hypocrisy. This is the Democrat Party, on top of being a party of racism, violence, everything else. This is why. I mean, and how many times we got to say how many reasons we have not to vote for Democrats. Dang, what's going on, man? He's telling the truth. His policies are working. They're doing exactly as they were meant, to destroy America. Exactly right, Dean. And they are working wonderfully like that. Welcome to the show, Dean. Mark. There's Mark. There's our English guy. I like it. Love when he shows up. We had a Scandinavian guy on America. He was on this morning on my morning show. And so was Mark, and a few others were in there. And I appreciate that. It's like nobody sleeps. Me, Vic, Mark, nobody sleeps. Everybody was in there. Kurt was in there, I believe, this morning. I'm getting days mixed up, man. It's like I get 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep. I'm right back at it again. So I've stopped dictating my shows now because I think I can do it without that. I got my opening monologue and my closing monologue, and that's about it. So I'm trying to do that and see how things go. So hopefully it works. All right, let's get into this now. Let me see if but Biden's got dementia or something. He's snapping at people like that. And that's not the first time. He's been doing this for a long time now. So this next article is Kamala Harris campaign criticizes Trump for serving self-obsessed rich guys after interview with Elon Musk. Musk says after the interview that he would also be happy to host Harris on X Spaces. Well, where does she think this money comes from? The poor people? My back is great, Pat. This is the first day that it barely hurt. I haven't taken my Tylenol or ibuprofen for 2 days now. I feel pretty good. I still get, of course, a twinge or two, but I'm only a little over 2 weeks now. What is today? Today is Wednesday, so tomorrow's 2 weeks, and I feel pretty good. Thank you for asking. We got Jamal. I didn't see Jamal's in the house. Hey, Jamal. John, Order. All right, man. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Thank you for showing up. We're getting the crew in there. We got to see. I don't see Tammy yet. We got to see Tammy, too, if she's going to show up tonight. I didn't see her, did I? Oh, Trump lady. I missed her. Sorry about that. I missed you. I don't want to miss anybody. So I'm going back up through the list so I make sure I don't miss anybody there. I didn't see Tammy. I got everybody else. There's Jean. Oh, no, I didn't get Jean. Hi. No, that's Joan. I got Joan already. I got to get my eyes closer. My eyes aren't working. But I think I got everybody right now. A lot better, Lee. A lot better. The pain's finally wearing off. Tammy's here? Okay. I don't see her yet, but hi, Tammy. If you're in here, I don't see everybody when they come on. It doesn't light up to say that they're in the thing. You guys see something different than I do. All right. So, where does she think the money's coming from for her campaign? Poor people? They're going to trade their food stamps in and give to her? Well, I don't know. Some of these liberal-ass idiots would probably do that. But hell, let's take a look at this first video about their campaign and Trump's only serving for rich people. Get the hell out of here. Take a look at this.
Former President Donald Trump's return to the platform that banned him after January 6th got off to a rough start. It was a conversation with Elon Musk, who reinstated Trump's X account when he bought the company in 2022. Technical issues delayed the live stream more than 40 minutes. Eventually, X showed more than 1 million joining in.
All right. Hello, everyone. My apologies for the late start.
Musk blamed a cyber attack but provided no evidence. The Harris campaign was quick to make fun of the delay, resharing a Trump post on the Kamala HQ Truth Social account that criticized Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign launch event on X that was also delayed by glitches. Trump at the time said DeSantis' Twitter launch is a disaster. His whole campaign will be a disaster. As for Monday's 2-hour-long conversation with Musk, Trump meandered into various topics, bragging about his relationships with authoritarian leaders.
And I got along with Kim Jong-un. We had dinner, we had everything, and he really liked me, and I got along with him.
And insisting he would shut down the Department of Education as one of his first acts as president.
I want to close up Department of Education, move education back to the states.
Trump also repeated false claims and personal insults. The Harris campaign responded to the interview, saying in part, quote, Trump's entire campaign is in service of people like Elon Musk and himself, self-obsessed rich guys who will sell out the middle class and who cannot run a live stream in the year 2024. Vice President Kamala Harris and Tim Walz spent their first week as running mates on a campaign blitz across several battleground states. Today, Walz campaigned solo for the first time at a union event in Los Angeles. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is expected to appeal a judge's decision to keep him off the ballot in New York. A Democrat-aligned group argued Kennedy misled voters by listing an address he rarely visits as his home address. It could prompt similar lawsuits in other states. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Now you listen to the lies and bullshit that come out of ABC News' mouth. It pisses me off that these people sit there and say that all this stuff and saying we know what Trump does. We know who he works for. He knows he works for us, and he does it every time. And these people want to sit there and spin this lies and bullshit, and it pisses me off so bad. Wish one day that I could get on main, whatever, channel 4 or whatever, and when these people are running their mouths like this, because I wouldn't shut their mouth. They'd be bleeping every time they turn around. And Billy Bob, my back is doing better. A heck of a lot better. Thanks for asking too, man. Pat said she got a text saying that 12,000 Pennsylvanians flocked to Temple University today to listen to Kamala. We know that's a lie. People shouldn't, well, I wouldn't say everybody, but Dennis is in the house. What's going on, Dennis? These fake journalists don't report news. They interpret it. And they want to sit there and make up lies every time they turn around. This whole thing was pathetic. But then I had to put it on here because of ABC. Wanted to sit there and bullshit their life. Now Elon Musk has to prove to them what happens on his social media site. He doesn't have to prove shit. He's not going to hold up his own social media site for a lie, dumbass ABC. That's why I can't stand George Snuffleupagus and any of those people. If some bitches all need fired, just along with The View, too. They all need canned. England's saying they'll extradite us for social media posts. Come and get it. And we'll remind you of what happened last time you tried that. Yeah, and that is nothing against Mark. Let them come get me. Come on. Come on, remember, you guys don't carry guns. We do. Try to come. I dare you. Idiots. Right on, Lee. Trump saying he would shut down Department of Education. I'm already voting for you, Trump. Exactly right. They are a disgrace. He wants to put it back to the state. All they want to say is Trump shutting down education. Doesn't want to say it. And he said it right there. He's going to send it back to the states and let the states take care of it, which they should. The federal government should have nothing to do because all we got is a bunch of perverts in there. Exactly, Daniel. ABC, that explains it. They were illegals. They didn't speak English. None of them do. There are several missing, but they could still show up. Sean and William could pop up. John Order's not here either. I thought I saw John Order in here earlier. I think when we first come on, I thought I saw John on here. We got a couple Johns, so. Well, I'm seeing things. But I'm sure they'll show up. George Washington and his Patriots is waiting. We're all waiting with better guns than what George Washington had. But this is what the lies are permeating out of Harris's mouth and her campaign. And they're getting their panties in a bunch because Trump tells it how it is and they don't like it. Oh, well. Okay, Harris is following Biden's Trojan horse blueprint for victory, experts say, distracting people. Now, how do you distract somebody from being a basement dweller, just like Biden was in 2020? Because when you know, as well as I do, if they play the basement game, they're definitely going to cheat in this election. They're probably going to cheat anyways. So, but you know that she's not going to be taking interviews or anything like that. And supposedly Friday, she's going to put out a first policy. Don't know what the hell it is or anything like that. So we'll find out, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I thought he was here, Tammy. I thought I saw him earlier there. Yeah, there he is. But all right, yeah. But she is, and that's what we're seeing right now. She'll go to rallies with her one speech that she has and use it everywhere she goes. She won't take questions from reporters in any length of time. How the hell is she going to do a debate against Donald Trump, the man that will and can debate anyone and put them to shame. He broke Joe Biden. So let's see. I got a video on this of the basement dwelling dweeb that she is. Take a look at this.
Vice President and Democrat candidate Kamala Harris is lauded by the media. She's been given star billing by Time magazine, even though she's dodging any media scrutiny. Her strategy is working, with polls favouring her in the key swing states. As I put it to Kristen Tate, the race is looking good for Harris at the moment.
Yes, well, that's because the media is successfully making this an election about personality and not policy. This is all about vibes and Kamala Harris being this new, exciting candidate, the first female of color, and a lot of voters are buying that. And unfortunately, Chris, Trump is not doing enough to make this election about policies. Every day he should be out there hammering Kamala Harris on what a disaster the country has been thrown into under her leadership with President Joe Biden. But sometimes Trump gets sucked into these, food fights, political food fights. And when he does things like saying, oh, Kamala Harris isn't really black, and makes these kind of comments, some of them are pretty funny, but it does not help his case in terms of getting support amongst those moderate voters who are buying into a lot of the garbage being fed to them by the mainstream media about Kamala Harris being this inspiring figure, which she's not.
I was texting or catching up to some chats, so that's why I wasn't talking. Sorry about that. But you see what I mean? We're talking about that's exactly what they're doing with this campaign. So you know something's up, because if they're going to keep her in the basement like they did Joe Biden, something's up. So we got to keep our eyes wide open for this. Now, the next thing I'm going to get through here is, Speedy Gonzalez went bye-byes. Hopefully you guys got rid of him too, because all he wants to do is run his mouth saying he voted for Trump, but if he did, he would not have been running his mouth the past couple of days. So he went bye-byes. Yeah, all the polls lie, Aaron. You're right. And that's why we just use them as a reference point. That's about it. But they make up the polls. That's all it is. No debate, town hall meeting. Yeah, right, Alan. Nothing. Yes, she's definitely a teleprompter queen, freaking idiot. So, well, you got that right. But do you guys remember when she's talking about, and she plagiarized Trump's tax-free tips deal? And Big Mike is what's up. Yeah, she learned off of Obama, so it'd probably be better running mate than this thing. I keep hearing about Speedy. Is he on Wimpkin? Well, he wasn't. I blocked him, Tammy. So he was running the mouth, calling me an asshole, and all I keep doing is regurgitating what everybody already knows. This idiot must not watch any podcast, because that's what everyone does. They take the news, like I do, and they put it out to everybody else. And this is what I told everybody yesterday. And this guy was running his mouth in there and wouldn't shut up, so I ended up blocking him. I was getting pissed off. So if you ever noticed that I do my show in the morning at 6 a.m. and I'm putting my show together for that tonight, this in the morning, and almost every article that I read, you guys, Wendy Bell puts out, Dan Bongino puts out, and they all put it out. Well, I can't help. My show's at 9 o'clock at night, and theirs is in the morning. So maybe you guys do know it. Maybe you're not. I'm refreshing your memories. Serious. But that guy was an asshole, so I blocked him. And I told everybody else if they wouldn't mind blocking him too if he's working him. Yeah. But now, okay, well, I've got sidetracked again. But she doesn't tell people that she was the tie-breaking vote to let the IRS track workers' tips so they can be taxed. So everything that she's saying out of her mouth, these idiot liberals are believing, but they're not looking for the fact that she's lying, that she's been lying since day one. And now she's doing her flip-flops again on everything that she's been saying that, no, she's against, with Medicare for all and all this stuff. Yeah, she was for it. And now she's supposedly against it. And what else is it? Oh, the border. And if she could fix all this stuff, she can get inflation fixed. Why the hell haven't they done it? In all 4 years, they haven't fixed anything. But these idiots think because she says it now, and only if she becomes president, she will fix this. Don't we hear this every single presidential election from every candidate that goes out? And the only one that has actually done it, what they've promised, is Donald Trump. Am I wrong, or am I just an idiot? Well, yeah, I'm an idiot. So, but I'm not wrong, and they are wrong. So let's see. Yes, I do have a video on that too. So take a look at this.
And eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
A few moments later.
The yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
Biden seems intent on taking your earnings hostage. Now, the IRS, they just announced this week that they want to start tracking all of the tips that workers earn so that they can be taxed for it. So much for Biden's sacred promise not to raise taxes on anyone making less than $400,000 a year. Remember, this is all part of Biden's so-called Inflation Reduction Act.
And I just want to hit something real quick that Jamal put up. How did the terrorist sympathizer, but he put Somalia, freak win? I cannot believe there's people stupid enough to vote for a terrorist sympathizer that married her brother to illegally bring him into this country, that has threatened people in the government, and they vote her back into power. This is one dumb squad bitch that we still have to deal with. I just can't believe there's people that stupid. She probably got, 5 votes? I didn't even watch. But I did hear that she won, and it just pissed me off. But I just showed you the proof that these idiot liberals will not listen to about her and these taxes for the tips on the taxes. And these people can't wake up to see she's only saying this stuff to get the vote, and then she's going to go right back to where she is now anyways. Exactly what she's doing. Obama will be making a speech, but isn't going to be there to boast Kamala's acceptance presidency. But I keep seeing the red-eyed Hillary with her dagger. Somebody's got to do something, and I hope they take her out. Trump needs a real opponent, not one that's as stupid as a bowling ball. That was a spell check. That was an adult beverages involved. Good for you, Sean. I need some too. Most of her district was imported here by Obama. That I can believe there, Daniel. That's for sure. I cannot believe she won. That just pissed me off. Oh, my God. But the Democrats are in disarray over how to fix the homeless crisis. And I said this morning on my morning show, if you would stop sending all of our money to other countries, for especially like Ukraine, for Biden to have his, what's up, Sean? Have his money laundering operation. Every one of those homeless people could be living in a high-rise hotel like these illegal criminals are. Are you kidding me? And they're going to say they don't know what to do. Well, we all know what to do, except you guys don't want to do it. You don't get no money that way if you help our people. Nick, welcome to the show, Nick. I still got a little gnat running around here, and I can't get that sucker. How's down in Texas down there, Sean? They flooded her district, so she is a lock. Well, of course they are, Alan. That's exactly what that's what you need to do. You need to get a terrorist sympathizer in here. This is why we got to get the hell out of all these people, the hell out of here. If you're not in here legally, you're gone. But this is what they have to do. They got to stop sending all of our money over, our taxpayer money over there. But I believe that I have, let me see here. Make sure I got it. Yep. I do got a video on that, so I want you guys to take a look at this.
3 cities in the USA with the most homeless. Number 3, San Francisco. Known for its staggering wealth disparity, San Francisco hosts around 38,000 homeless individuals. The city's booming tech industry has led to an influx of high-paying jobs, driving up housing costs and pushing marginalized communities out of affordable living spaces. Number 2, Los Angeles. With an estimated homeless population of over 86,400, Los Angeles grapples with a severe housing crisis exacerbated by soaring rent prices and a lack of affordable housing. The city's temperate climate attracts many people experiencing homelessness, leading to overcrowded shelters. Before revealing the number 1, remember to subscribe and like the video. Number 1, New York City. Boasting a homeless population of 90,000 individuals, New York City battles challenges due to its high cost of living and limited housing options. The city's dense population and competitive rental market contribute to the struggles faced by many low-income residents, forcing some onto the streets or into temporary shelters. Do you think this list is wrong, or do you agree? Let me know in the comments.
Now you see all the patheticness in Democrat-run cities. And this homeless problem could have been fixed with the money that they've been wasting sending it to other countries. Gabe, what's going on, man? I seen you come in here while the video was playing. How you doing? Nope. James, what's up, man? You not into this? You come in and said nope. I guess he didn't like our show. Tell us when and where we got you. Uh-oh, what's going on? What am I missing here? I got to go back up through there. I must have missed something, but hey, here we go anyways. Oh, good. She needs a 9mm. I got 9s, 10s, 45s. I got it all. 1911. I'm good. All right, next thing we're going to get into is Joe Biden has thrown Kamala Harris under the bus, says she is also responsible for the current dumpster fire economy, as she desperately tries to distance herself from his policies. But the first video I showed you said he beat inflation. So how is the economy bad? But now he's saying that his current dumpster fire economy, she helps being responsible for. Now, that's talking out of the side of your ass, isn't it? When first you say one thing, and they've been doing this since day one. Biden's been doing this since, like ever. And I got to keep going. Oh, yep. But I definitely got a video on this one from Virginia Fox talking about Joe Biden's dumpster fire. Listen to this.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from North Carolina seek recognition?
I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute, Mr. Speaker.
Without objection, the gentlewoman is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, President Biden's recently submitted budget for fiscal year 2023 is a literal dumpster fire. His budget confirms what we've known all along. He does not have the slightest clue what fiscal responsibility means. Right now, families are facing a $3,500 yearly inflation tax, but President Biden wants to spend a whopping $73 trillion over the next decade, a 66% increase over the previous 10 years. Over the next 5 years, inflation rates would increase by 2.8%. In fact, this scheme would be the highest sustained government spending endeavor in American history. Mr. Speaker, President Biden has failed to read the room yet again. The American people do not want another Biden budget bust. I yield back.
She is so right about that. Joe Biden has destroyed this country, and on purpose. MAGA says that what attracts people to Los Angeles is great climate for outdoor living, no tax on stolen goods, shoplifting up to $950, all drugs are non-felonies. You can get caught with a pocket full of heroin and no jail time. Exactly right. And they look like zombies when they take those good drugs that you guys told me about. It's really sad. And man, you're talking Pelosi, but I mean, it's all of them. New York City, all Democrat-run cities. It never fails. What is it going to take for people to wake up to see that the Democrats don't care about this country? All they care about is money and power. That's it, period. Idiot liberals need to wake up and see the truth. I don't know what the hell is going to take them to smack them in the head to realize we're right. They're wrong, period. That's all there is. All right, what's next here? Where are we at here as far as time was? Well, we got to do this real quick here first, guys.
Catastrophe can strike at any moment. Preparedness is not a luxury, but a necessity. Today, we delve into the top 5 crucial needs for disaster preparedness. Firstly, emergency communication. In the midst of chaos, staying connected with family and loved ones is paramount. Always have a communication plan in place. Secondly, the life essentials. Water and food supply. Ensure access to clean water and stock up on non-perishable food items that can last. Thirdly, shelter and clothing. A safe place to stay and appropriate clothing for various weather conditions can make a world of difference. Fourthly, first aid and medical supplies. A well-stocked first aid kit and necessary medications can be a lifesaver. Lastly, emergency evacuation plans. Know your routes and have a swift evacuation plan ready. Remember, being prepared is the best defense. Stay safe, stay ready.
That is for you, Dennis. Welcome back. That is our disaster factor. Don't get dead tip of the day. And John says that I believe corrupt politicians are being paid to keep the border open for sex and human trafficking and drugs. Exactly right, John, because where are the 86,000 children that Joe Biden trafficked all over the United States and nobody could find them? Do you think somebody would be a little more attentive to children and keep a track of where they're at, who they're with? Well, now we know who they're with. They gave them to drug dealers and sex traffickers and stuff, and they're probably working in sweatshops all over the country, and nobody gives two shits. Wake up, people, and not you guys, because I know you guys are awake, and I feel like my gnats keeps hitting me, and I don't know why. It's going to possibly take an illegal alien to rape their daughter or murder a family member, but I'm not sure if that will shake their tree enough to change. Exactly right, Nick. You're damn right. Something's going to happen to get their head out of their asses, like Alan just said, but it's a tough job when it's between their ears. Exactly right. That's well said. It's sad when it's handling drug addicts and loaded gun to kill themselves with. Oh, most definitely is. Some of the drugs out there are so bad that, I mean, especially with this fentanyl. The fentanyl is poison no matter what. You take that shit, and all you got to do is hold a fentanyl in your hand, and it could kill you. So you guys got to make sure you've got to make sure that you don't touch any pills with your open hand unless you know what it is, because fentanyl will kill you just from absorbing it into your skin. So you got to watch that stuff. Well, the government is using our money for this stuff. Exactly, and that's what pisses me off. They don't even get our permission. They just go ahead and use whatever money they think they can use. And that's all the money. And that's why we have inflation. And with the fentanyl coming across, this is a good reason for Jace's fentanyl testing thing that he's got going on out there. So he's supposed to be hearing something big news about it here soon. I don't know if he has or not. Vic usually finds out that stuff really quick. But I hope it goes through. I hope it goes crazy for him. That'd be an awesome thing for that to happen. All right, we got Biden's Energy Department claim to replenish the strategic petroleum reserve, but they're lying. Got a video on that too here, so take a look at this real quick.
The administration is considering tapping the Strategic Petroleum Reserve once again. In recent months, the administration has been refilling the reserve, which currently sits at 40-year lows. Replenishment has been essential because the administration sold 180 million barrels of oil to combat high gas prices that resulted from the war in Ukraine. Now, recent rising prices due to production cuts by Saudi Arabia and Russia forced the administration to stop that refilling. Listen.
The Biden administration has purchased 3 million barrels of crude oil for both August and September. At that rate, it would take us 12 and a half years to refill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to the levels we had seen back in 2011.
12 and a half years. Now, many are criticizing Biden's moves as a short-term solution to a long-term problem.
The problem is that he used our oil and not for us. So he sent it to China. So that doesn't help us a bit when he uses our backup petroleum and sells it to China. This is what he does. This is what he is bought and paid for by China. He helps them in every turn necessary, and that's what he's been doing since day one, probably before this. But what we see is him helping China out since he became the installed president like a toilet. This is why we got another reason. I mean, I should have kept a list of how many reasons we have to get the Democrats out of power. And we have got to do it this November, no matter what happens. If you find folded money anywhere, do not touch it. They put it in fentanyl in between the folded notes. Oh, yeah. When I was still at the prison, you would never believe these guys put heroin and all kind of stuff in the postage stamp. They'll put it inside a book cover, and they'll peel apart the book covers, and they'll slide a sheet. Man, I tell you what, it's thinner than this. And they'll slide it in a book cover, and they'll cover it, or they'll put it down in the binder, and they hide them in so many different places. They will soak a note paper, like just a regular piece of sheet paper that you write a note on. They will soak it in that, let it dry, and then they write a note and send it to inmates. The inmates will take that, and they can suck out the water. I don't know how they do it. I never ask them, but they suck out the drugs in that paper, and they use it. I mean, these guys have come up with ways to sneak drugs into the prison like you would not believe. Oh, yeah. The common ways are women shoving it up, yep, and taking it out in the bathroom when they're coming for the visits. And then the women will go in there, they'll dump it. The men will get up after they come out, they'll go in, and they do it, and they boof it too. And, oh, yeah, that's disgusting. We have to strip them and all that crap and find what they do with it. Or they'll take it and they'll swallow it with a thread, and the thread will be sticking in their mouth, and they'll pull it up when they get back to their cell. Oh, they come up with some innovative ways to get drugs in there, and it's crazy. The reserve is here in Louisiana. Once you deplete it at a certain level, it can't be refilled as the salt domes deteriorate. Ah, no kidding. Oh, and you're from Louisiana, too. That's where Kurt's from. You're the bayou. Walls is China's compromise too. Oh yeah, Alan, you're right. That's right. He goes to China and gets treated like a king, he said down there, and he admitted to taking gifts and stuff from him. That needs investigated. Dennis's Don't Get Dead segment tip of the day is you got to have a good bushcraft survival knife. Please purchase this now, as it is the #1 most important tool that you can own. It's nearly impossible to survive without one. You can pick one up for around $20. It's 440 steel is the minimum, and titanium bond triples the strength. I don't have any skin in this, but the titanium bonded Camellias 9-inch mask is right around $20. Make getting a bushcraft knife your #1 priority. More on how to use it soon. That is Dennis's Don't Get Dead tip of the day. Thank you, Dennis. Fentanyl is starting to be seen in the UK now. Oh, yeah, Mark, it's so many places. It's unreal. It's crazy that this stuff is out there. And why is it out there? Why is it coming across? Because of the Biden administration letting these people in. And it goes for every country that's dealing with these immigrants. Because everything that the United States does affects everyone else. These idiot liberals can say it doesn't, but it does. Everything that we do here affects every other country. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. On top of the fentanyl for Mark, in England, in the UK, they have to deal with an overrunning of Muslims trying to take over their street, trying to push Sharia law and all that crap in there. I feel sorry for them. And I want to visit there one day, but I don't know about this. I've heard stories about the green room. Dude squats and coughs and large pill bottle falls and dope. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You've never seen so much before. Oh, hell. I'll tell you guys a story real quick. I had this guy was probably pushing 500 pounds. And we were patting him down, and one of the other guards in the kitchen felt something. Well, this guy takes off running. So I grab him, and I throw a cuff on him. He drugged my ass, and I was 240 pounds, 250 pounds back then. I was big as a house. And he drugged my ass about 50 feet before I could actually tie him up, get him down, and cuff him. To find out he was carrying lunch meat and chicken, raw chicken, and sandwiches under every roll imaginable. And when I forgot to tell you this important part about the chicken, it was raw. Oh, yeah. This guy was so huge. And I patted him down again after I cuffed him. Okay, I said, all right. Security came in. They took him away. He went to the hole. To find out I missed stuff. I missed some rolls he didn't have. Under his boobs, they said chicken fell out of there. He lifted his gut up. They said more chickens and sandwiches fell out of there. Most disgusting thing I've ever seen. But the best place for these guys to hide it is down their pants. They go back there and they sell. If they can get it past us, they sell it. This guy wasn't selling his stuff. He was eating it. That's how he got so big. But they'll sell this stuff to other people after it's been in their crotch. That's the nastiest thing I've ever seen. You go and buy a crotch sandwich from somebody, you guys got to be desperate. All right, we're talking about that. Okay, I'm going to catch up on my chats here real quick. If I don't get through all the videos, that's okay. I can do them. I can have them tomorrow, but I got my inbox is full of stuff. Not sure why, but my last post went ghost. I said if the inmates spend as much time creativity as they do figure out ways to do drugs, they could make money legally and not go to jail. I guess that would be boring. Oh, yeah, because most of the guys that I talked to in there, most of the inmates, yeah, exactly. Ick, Tammy. Nasty. But most of these guys said they're going to go commit the same crime that they've done when they got in there, like drugs or robbing people or carjacking or whatever. They said it's easier to commit the crimes, spend a few months in jail, breaking parole, than actually getting a job. So how sad is that? But they had actually admitted that. Did he get the nickname Colonel Sanders? No, but I made him make sure he lost a lot of weight before he got out of the hole. And the bad part about it is he spent a month, I think it was, in the hole, which is not the bad thing that you guys hear on TV and stuff. They still have windows. They still get a shower. They still get to go out and do rec time. It's not like people think. These guys are babied in prison. It's not a real prison. They're not afraid of prison. I could do a whole segment on just prison stuff. Only a Democrat would eat raw because they don't have natural gas in the world of climate change. Yeah, well, Billy Bob, these guys have stingers, and they use a tinfoil baggie or a potato chip bag or a cup, and they'll throw their stingers down in there, and the water boils, and it cooks it for them right in their cells. Oh, yeah, these guys are, and people think inmates are dumb. They're not. We had some of the best artists that you could believe in. But believe it or not, we had Fidel Castro's henchman. Oh, yeah. We had him in there. And guess what? He was one of the best artists ever. Oh, yeah. We were allowed, back in the day, we were allowed to buy their artwork. And I bought one. And from him, or not from him, but their the arts class. But they're great. Oh, yeah. I could do it. Prison is easier than jail. Oh, yeah. Yeah, prison's definitely easier. Federal prison's the easiest. So if you want to go to prison, go to a federal prison. But anyways, we're going to get on with this. You know, as we get closer and closer to Shawshank Redemption. Oh, I got a lot of stories, guys. I'm not going to bore you with them right now, but they're interesting. But as we get closer and closer to the election, things happen to Trump. Doesn't seem funny that way. Like it's not the Democrats doing this stuff. Trump's Virginia presidential campaign office burglarized. I want you to watch this video because how is it that they not have this guy? But you got to watch the video first. Take a look.
All right, we have some breaking news right now just coming in from Loudoun County, Virginia. Take a look at these images from the Loudoun County Sheriff. They're looking for this man right here accused of a burglary at the Trump 2024 campaign office in Ashburn. That headquarters is on Ashbrook Place. The sheriff's office says this man broke in yesterday and they're still trying to figure out if anything was taken. The office also serves as the headquarters for the Virginia 10th District Republican Committee.
Now you see his face as plain as day. How do you not catch this guy? You clearly can see this man's face, and they haven't got him yet. How is that even possible? When they can get a flea off of somebody's ass that was at the Capitol on January 6th, but they can't get this guy when they have his face right there. And just something doesn't make sense, does it? I knew girls excited about prison, but they said the county sucks. Well, I tell you what, Vic, the states suck. And the women's prison is the nastiest thing you've ever seen. I went up there for training one time, and I was sitting there. I seen every part of every woman in that prison, and they were in their cells. They were locked in their cells when we were running around in there, and they're nasty. Oh, my God, is it nasty? Dirty? The women are dirtier than men. Oh, it was horrible. Make sure that your knife is full tang. Okay. His dad retired from local PD as sergeant after 26 years because he was tired of arresting the same person before he could complete the report of the previous arrest. Exactly right. I had one guy that lived in Pittsburgh, and he lived in the car. He lived in a trunk of a car, an abandoned car under a bridge somewhere. One eye, and I can't remember his real name. But he told me that he will go commit a petty theft in winter so he can come back to prison and live in the prison until he can get out in the summer or spring. So because he doesn't have nowhere to live except for the trunk of a car. And, you know, we have state police that won't even come into the prison without their guns. They're not allowed in. We don't have weapons in there because I was on the CERT team. That's how I got hurt. And if we needed something break off inside, I had to go outside. We had to get our stuff and then come back in. So it was pretty bad when you ever had something happen. So luckily when I was there, we didn't have anything that bad happen, but other prisons did. You'd have fights and stuff like that, but nothing like a riot that happened in Camp Hill riots back in the 90s. And we had all those inmates there. That was a bad riot. Now, you want to see a riot, that's what you want to see. Look up Camp Hill riots in Camp Hill, PA, and watch that. You want to see something bad? That's bad. Good show idea. Tell us your time as a jailer. Trust me, folks will love it. Oh, there's some interesting stories, and I'd have to write them all down because there's some of them that are pretty disgusting that you don't even want to know. And, of course, I would never use names. I don't even remember their names. It's been so long since I've been there. So I've been retired since 2015. Yeah, I think I retired in 2015. So it's pretty bad, but federal prison is definitely a lot easier if you want to go. I was in a supermax. We held death row. So, but we are going to run out of time. So I'm not even going to run any more of those articles because we're going to run out of time. And I don't want to keep you guys because I know a lot of you guys got to work. And we're not going to keep you on that. So if you guys want to hear some stories, I'll remember to start writing some down. But I got a few different really ones that, and these come straight from the inmates. So we got gang ones. I've got murderers. I've got bank robberies that they've told me how they did it and everything. And some of them are just, it puts an image into your mind when they tell you this. And these guys are straight up hoodlums and murderers and everything. So it's pretty wicked. The prison's definitely not for somebody that is soft at heart. So, but it's an interesting job. I loved my job, and they forced me out because of my leg injury, and that's what pissed me off even more. Even after I took that guy down with a leg injury, and they wouldn't let me stay in there. They forced me out to retirement, so that kind of sucks too. But I went on a tour of the military federal prison in Virginia when I was on active duty. Sad. We are toured the prison. We heard inmates' testimony of love triangles going bad, multiple DUI fatalities, and military prisons, and it didn't look fun at all. It is not fun. I worked there, and I don't think it's fun. I would never want to go to prison. That's why I would go out fighting before I'll go to prison if it's something that bad, because it's not fun. And I guess these guys, if you're a lifer or if you're a long-time criminal that's used to it, okay, but I would not want to be in there. Definitely not. I didn't like I liked my job, but I would not want to be in there as a resident. And it's changed now because they have video games in certain blocks. They took our lifers out and took them to another prison they built in PA. And I think we mentioned this before. One of the guys in here was near that area where they built the two prisons side by side. And they took our lifers, or death row inmates, they took them out and put them up there. They brought in mental patients. So they pretty much turned my prison that I used to work at into a mental institution. And that's pretty sad. So I'm missing out on these adult beverages. Yeah, me too, Tammy. Which we need some. But, all right, guys. Another great night. Thank you for coming in. Join us in chat. We always have a great time in chat. Frozen margaritas are really good, Tammy. Oh, look at that. But I'm hoping to see more new people coming in. I saw Nick was in there. That's a new name to me. And if I can't remember, Jerry. There's Jerry come in and out, man. Right when I'm getting ready to sign off here, Jerry. But I see some new names coming in here, and I'm glad we're seeing some new names. The Supermax in Colorado. Oh, that would be a good one. But Nick's right there's Nick. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Please don't forget to check out my Wimpkin page at wimpkin.com. You guys know it, Country Conservative. But share it with everybody. Graterford, exactly, Billy Bob. I should have remembered that. Billy Bob was the one that reminded me about that because Graterford built some new prisons up there. And that's where our death row went up to there. But thank you for reminding me that, Billy Bob. But don't forget to share my videos. Check out my Rumble page. Check out my Wimpkin page, Twitter page, all under Country Conservative. And share it with your friends and family. Get them in there. Get them to join and follow me, whatever it is, wherever you're tuning in from. Subscribe, everything like that. And I'm missing probably Denny boys. Becky. Does the prison environment change rules what prisoners receive, change in the Republican or Democrat run in the presidential office? No, Becky. No rules change. The inmates got a book this thick to tell them how to sue us. They get all the privileges they want. We protect people, and certain people that should not be protected, we have to protect them. And there's certain things that go on there that you don't like, but you have to do it. Good night, Joan. And unfortunately, we have to do it. That's what our job was. But I will tell you a little bit of stories here and there and get you guys some laughs and some grossed out and stuff like that. But I'll let you guys go. Oh, that Nick. Oh, hey, Nick. I didn't recognize. I saw Nick, his name, but I didn't know his last name. But hey, Nick, thank you for coming in, bud. But I'll leave you with this, guys. I'll let you guys go. As we wrap up tonight's episode, let's remember that the truth is our most powerful weapon. And the world with misinformation runs rampant. It's up to us to stay vigilant, to question everything, and to demand accountability from those in power. Tonight, we've dissected lies. We've exposed the deception, and I still got a lot more to go through. We'll finish that tomorrow night. And we've armed ourselves with the facts. But better work doesn't end here. But I'm betting that says, but our work doesn't end here. It's up to each and every one of us to take the knowledge and use it to make a difference in this world. Talk to your neighbors, engage in your communities, and most importantly, vote. Vote with your conscience. The road ahead may be challenging, but together we can reclaim our country and restore the values that make America great. Thank you for joining me tonight. Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay strong. This is the Conservative Viewpoint signing off saying good night, everyone, and God bless you and God bless America. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night, everyone.